What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Sorry I've not been uploading recently. I've just been really busy, but now I'm going to start uploading more regularly, at least twice a week. That's what my aim is. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 top ways that you can reduce your expenses, and you can start doing it now. So if that sounds interesting, let's get straight into it. But before I start, as always, make sure you subscribe down below and like this video for more videos like this. The first strategy that you can use is by meal prepping. And what this basically means is that going to a supermarket and buying ingredients in bulk and then preparing your meals day by day, including breakfast, lunch and dinner. And why this is good is because you end up saving so much money, because you'll be prepping all your meals basically paying a fraction of the price of one meal than you'd be paying by getting a takeout or eating in a restaurant or a fast food chain. Put this into an example. Say if you meal prep some chicken and rice, it will cost you max £1 to £1.50. Whereas if you bought chicken and rice in a fast food chain, it will cost you easily £3 to £5. And if you do that every single day for your lunch alone, that you'll be spending £25 if you ate out, whereas it would only cost you like £7 to £10 if you meal prepped yourself. The obviously disadvantage is that it does take time and effort of you actually meal prepping, and takes time for you to actually think of what should I eat every day, whereas going out and getting a takeout, it's so much quicker. But the disadvantages of getting a takeout is that it's 1, unhealthy for you, 2, expensive, and 3, it will make you feel lazy and unproductive and just tired. Number 4 is that you don't really know what's going in the food, whereas when you meal prep yourself, it might take a lot more time, it might take a lot more effort, but you know what's going in it. It will be so much cheaper. It'll make you have a lot more energy, and productivity levels will increase because of knowing what's actually inside the food, and overall it's more healthier for you. The second way that you can reduce your expenses is by calling your utilities company, your broadband company or your mobile phone company, and to try reducing the prices. Year by year they tend to increase the prices or keep you at the same rate as you have always been paying. But if you're just giving them a call saying that you find it too expensive, you find other companies that a lot cheaper, or you're planning on leaving their service, they'll give you a big discount. I personally did that myself. So I'm on Virgin Media broadband, and I was paying about roughly £60 to £70 a month. That included telephone, broadband and TV. It just cost too much. When I basically said that another network is a lot cheaper, they immediately reduced it £20 per month, so that I was saving a good £240 a year by just giving a call, and which probably took about half an hour of my time. So I would recommend doing this, because a customer for a company is so valuable that they can afford to reduce it by £10 to £20, but they can't afford to let you leave because they'll be losing out on so much money, if that makes sense. So be sure to call up your network provider, your broadband provider, your utility companies, and just say that, and just find cheaper rates, and to tell them you're going to leave if they don't reduce it. The third way that you can reduce your expenses is by reducing all the unnecessary things that you just tend to buy, because you have access to the internet literally on your fingertips. And the best way to do this is just try avoiding on going on shopping websites like Amazon or ASOS or any other websites that you feel tempted to actually buy something, because when you just go for a browse, you always end up buying something that you like but you don't need. And it's the number one way that you can just end up spending hundreds of pounds, because everything is made so easily of browsing the internet, going on Amazon for example, press one click of a button, that's it, you made the payment, comes the next day. So everything's so processed so easily that it's so easy to just spend and waste money. Whereas if you try stopping yourself of going on these sort of websites like Amazon or ASOS for clothing, etc., you end up saving so much money. Right now I've not bought any new pieces of clothing for the past 1 or 2 months, because I'm trying to save money at the moment. And the way I'm able to do this is by not purposely going on the websites like Boohoo Man or ASOS or Zara, etc. I've just been disciplined of not going on these websites, because I know if I did go on these websites, I'll end up liking something and feel tempted of actually buying it, and try justifying to myself why it's important to actually buy this piece of clothing. But if I don't go in this place, I won't feel tempted to actually buy anything. The fourth way you can reduce your expenses, which may seem a bit daunting, is reviewing your bank statements. Yes, it might be a bit daunting because you tend to not know how much you spend a month because you don't really track of it, because you just end up spending money and you just never think of actually keeping track of it, as most people. But it's important to do this because you're able to see where exactly each penny is going from your bank account, and you can also find different payments that you've made and determine whether that was necessary or not necessary and how you can cut down. For example, you might end up buying Starbucks once a week and spend £5 a week, which adds up to £20 a month. And if you realize that and look on your bank statement, you can cut that down easily and you save £20 a month by just doing that. Little things like this will actually help you save so much more money, and it will keep you more organized and up to date of your money and where you're spending it. Because if you don't, it's so easily to lose control and have no idea of what you're spending, which can be very dangerous in terms of becoming in debt and just spending more money than you want. The way to reduce your expenses is by using public transport. As you probably guessed, public transport is usually expensive in terms of locally. Driving 2 miles will probably cost you 50 cents in the car, but it might cost you a couple of pounds or a couple of dollars in using a bus or Uber, for example. I realized public transport does sometimes work out cheaper. Is, say if you're going to another city like London from Birmingham or London from Leicester, etc., you can, and if you're booking well in advance, maybe a couple of weeks to a week, you can get ticket prices, return ticket prices for £10 to £15. Whereas if you drove to London, which is probably about 120 miles, return 240 miles, it will cost you roughly £20 to £30. So you instantly save £10 to £15 by just using public transport. The disadvantage of this is that you don't get the flexibility of leaving and going on your time, but on the right side you save a good £10-15 if you are struggling in terms of money. And the whole point of this video is to find ways to reduce. The bonus recommendation is to use cheaper fuel stations. And what I mean by this is that if you use a supermarket, I tend to notice they tend to be 3 to 5p cheaper per litre than companies like BP, Shell, where the whole company is based on being a fuel station. And especially in motorways, if you're going on a motorway, make sure you fuel up before actually going on the motorway, because if you fuel up on a motorway, it's easily 10 to 15p per litre more expensive than actually fueling up locally at your local city. So make sure you're always prepared, because this can save you a good amount of money over time, easily £5 to £10 per journey if you obviously fuel up full time. But over time, it will save you a lot of money, hundreds of pounds. So that is the bonus tip. 5 top strategies that I thought might be useful and convenient and easy to do to reduce your expenses. So if you did find it helpful, make sure you comment down below which ones you probably think of actually undertaking, and have you got any other questions on how you reduce your expenses. Do let me know on the comments down below. But don't forget to subscribe down below and like this video.